What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Sunday, July 17th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 10-game slate today, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So for the studs on the slate, I like Shane Bieber and Garrett Cole. But if you're looking to save some salary on this slate at the pitcher position, take a look at Corey Kluber, and he's pitching against a low salary batting team, the Baltimore Orioles. Corey Kluber giving up a .554 OPS versus lefties, a .759 OPS versus righties, a .654 OPS versus switch hitters, facing one lefty, 5 righties, 3 switch hitters. So the splits aren't great for Corey Kluber. He pitches his best ball versus lefties, only facing one lefty. But I do like this pick because the Orioles have hit 24 of his last 89 pitches. That's a .270 batting average, so it could be much worse here. And Corey Kluber is only $8,600 FanDuel salary, $700 less on DraftKings, averaging 27 fantasy points per game on the season. Now, he's been on fire the past couple of games, scoring 43 and 43 fantasy points. He has an ERA of 3.58. Record is 5-5, pitching an average of 77 pitches per game. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a low-scoring game. 7.5 runs scored in this game. So I like Corey Kluber as a low salary option at the pitcher position here versus the Baltimore Orioles. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Arreyes Hoskins with a 21% batting advantage over Trevor Rogers. Arreyes Hoskins batting 17% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .966 OPS versus lefties. Trevor Rogers pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .732 OPS versus righties. Arreyes Hoskins is 7 for 14, batting .500 with a 1.776 OPS versus Rogers. He's $3,400 FanDuel salary. He's $1,400 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games, and he has a batting average of .246. So I like Arreyes Hoskins here versus Trevor Rogers. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like DJ LeMahieu with a 51% batting advantage over Chris Sale. Now, Chris Sale's a pretty good pitcher here, but I like this pick because DJ LeMahieu, he's batting 7% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .780 OPS versus lefties. Chris Sale pitching 45% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .706 OPS versus righties. And DJ is 6 for 9, it's a .667 batting average and a 2.445 OPS versus Sale. 3 of those 6 hits are for home runs, and he has a double. So DJ is $3,300 FanDuel salary, $1,800 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, and he has a batting average of .272. So I like DJ LeMahieu here versus Chris Sale. Now, a value play that I like is Jeff McNeal with a 29% batting advantage over Adrian Sampson. Jeff McNeal batting 12% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .764 OPS versus righties. Adrian Sampson pitching his worst ball versus lefty batters, 17% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .800 OPS versus lefties. Now, there's no at-bats versus Sampson yet. Jeff McNeal is only $2,700 FanDuel salary, $900 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, and he has a batting average of .304. So I like Jeff McNeal here versus Adrian Sampson. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. Stud on the slate that I like is Jose Ramirez. But if you're looking to save some salary at this position, take a look at Luis Arreyes with a 44% batting advantage over Dylan Cease. Luis Arreyes batting 29% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .834 OPS versus righties. Dylan Cease pitching 15% worse to lefties as he does his other pitches. So he does pitch his worst ball versus lefty batters, giving up a .728 OPS versus lefties. Luis Arreyes is 4 for 12 here versus Cease. It's a .333 batting average. He's $3,100 FanDuel salary, $1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .342. So I like Luis Arreyes, especially on FanDuel, here versus Dylan Cease.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like David Bote with a 31% batting advantage over David Peterson. David Bote is batting 30% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .904 OPS versus lefties. David Peterson giving up a .736 OPS versus righties. And David Bote is 1 for 2 here versus Peterson. I like this pick because he's only $2,500 FanDuel salary, same price on DraftKings, averaging 7 fantasy points per game on the season. But David Bote has scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, has a batting average of .303. So I like David Bote here versus David Peterson. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like Adolis Garcia with a 32% batting advantage over Chris Flexen. Adolis Garcia batting 15% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .772 OPS versus righties. Chris Flexen pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .802 OPS versus righties. Adolis Garcia is 4 for 10 here versus Flexen with a 1.2 OPS, and one of those hits is for a home run. He's $3,600 FanDuel salary, $1,000 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games. He has a batting average of .237, so I like Adolis Garcia here versus Chris Flexen. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.